and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the fourth episode of Talking Out Loud with Kenisha. And today I have with me a very special guest, someone who is multifaceted. He is an artist, he's an entrepreneur, and now a happiness coach. Please put your hands together in welcoming the very versatile, the very talented Clince Varghese.
Yay! Thanks, Ken. What an amazing introduction for me, man. मेरी दादी कहती थी, बेटा देखने वालों की नजर में खूबसूरती होती है. You know, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So whatever she had to say about me has definitely is a reflection of what she is, the kind of person she is. Thanks, Ken, for the kind words. I'm really excited to be a part of this show. And dude, like I told you this off the camera as well. There is Shah Rukh Khan and there is Kenisha Awasthi and there is COVID. What has happened in the past 3, 4, 5 months is, you know, Kenisha Awasthi, it's outside the frame. You know, she's just pumped it up. How have you done that, dude? What is the secret? Tell us, how do you scale your brand in these challenging times? How did you do that?
How I did it is that I learned a thing or two from you. I got inspired by you. Now, I really want our viewers to know, Clince, that you have aced so many diverse fields. You know, I mean, everyone knows that I'm not just saying it out of kindness. You are arguably the most energetic, the most lively, entertainers, MCs that we have in the live industry, and the awards that you win are telling of it. You know, so I really want to understand how do you bring this energy to the stage, which is incomparable.
So there are two ways how I look at it, right? I truly believe that what we are is definitely a blessing. It's the genetics, as we say.
Yeah.
So what I am has definitely got to do with what I've got from my parents, the grandparents, and the genetic lineage. Who I am is a choice that I've made. You know, so it doesn't matter what you are blessed with. If you don't work on your blessings, you won't be who you are. So I think it's two things. It's great blessings, great genetics, and then I'm a hustler. I work hard. I want to be a better version than what I was a second ago. So I make sure that I am at it. So I think that's one of the reasons. And more importantly, I always say this, our life is made up of, you know, it's like a symphony orchestrated by the blessings of our parents, teachings of our teachers, and support of our friends. So I think it's that delta nicely put together, and life is good.
Well, one more thing, you know, what you said is completely true. We are a product of so many variables, you know, some that we control, some that we don't. But the one thing which is a uniform common thread is time management.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, when you do all these things, you know, we know our lives as live performers, you know, very erratic. We have 5 a.m. flights, then we reach, we are doing rehearsals, we are up, you know, in Clince's case in a tuxedo, and, you know, a female entertainer's case in a heels or whatever. It's a difficult life, basically, which is really rigorous and hectic. I want to understand, how do you make time for so many different things, you know, to keep upping the ante? How do you make time?
So, Ken, I look at it this way, right? It's very simple in where I look at it. When you love doing something, it doesn't pain you, it doesn't hurt you. So it doesn't matter, you've not slept, you are constantly on the travel. One day you're in a place, you're in like Jaipur where it's 40, 45 degrees Celsius. The next day you're in Himachal, in Shimla, hosting some other event. And from there you come to a humid place, you're constantly on the go, you know, you are maybe having a heartbreak during that time, or you had some financial crunch or personal crunch or whatever. But I think here's what it is, right? I'm going to give you a quick story. So when I was a kid, I come from a very average middle class family. So I still remember one of those Sundays after the church, right? We used to go to church after the Sunday mass. I was coming with my dad, and I remember telling him that, Dad, I want to buy this. There used to be these fairy walas. Is that what you call? Like these vendors outside the church. Hawkers. Right? So there used to be this guy who would always sell these cotton candies. And I was like, Dad, I want to, you know, please buy me that cotton candy. And he said, you know what? That's not good for your tummy. It's not good. You know, it's not going to be healthy, blah, 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 blah. And I used to think that what a conjuice baap, man. What a stingy father I have. He can't spend 2 rupee on a cotton candy. But then today when I look at it, it's not that he was stingy or he couldn't afford that. Maybe one of the ways is that he definitely looked at it as an opportunity to save that 2 rupees, because you know, when you come from that kind of a background, every money saved is every money earned. But today when I look at it, he kind of made me enough to work towards it, to earn it. So there was a drive. As a kid, my thing was, bhai, bade hoke paise kamana. I want to make
Correct.
money. I want to be rich. I want to,
Have the life.
have the life that I have always wanted. Like, I don't want to tell my kid ki I can't, afford a cotton candy or whatever, right? So it started with when I was a kid, so I call it the story of the penny. That's episode 1. Episode 2 is I was in college, growing up in school, I was a stage person. I realized that the stage kind of gave me a drive. I was on stage, I'd put my hands up, tell people to pump it up. People are dancing, people are killing it. I felt like, wow, man,
Adrenaline.
this is no different than an emperor. The emperor would come, people are like Azimo Shan Shehenshah. So I used to feel like that. I was like, wow, man, the stage gives me so much sense of power.
Right.
Give me opportunities to travel, to meet interesting people, to have like that sense of accomplishment and empowerment. So I call it, that's when I realized that this is what my passion is. This is what drives me. So then the story of Penny, the story of passion, today when I look at it, in my life, as I started growing up, I realized that this passion it existed because it made me feel a certain way, right?
Sure.
But that made me feel a certain way is a process.
Yes.
True.
True.
There is an impact that I'm able to have on people.
Yeah.
I feel that's the larger goal. It's not about how I feel anymore, that, oh my God, I'm a rock star or whatever.
Yeah.
It's about how I'm able to have an impact on people. So when I realized that the impact is even more larger than how I feel, so now that has become the purpose of my life. So it's the story of the 3 P's, or how I call it as penny, passion, purpose. So for me, I'm very clear. Whatever I do has to be encapsulated within the whole range of the 3 P's. It has to, I should be able to generate some revenue out of it. It should be something that I do that really drives me and also makes me feel that this is the purpose of my life. So everything that I do as an artist or as an entrepreneur or as a coach, so this is how I look at it today. I have the ability, I have the power, the superpower to entertain, educate, and empower people.
Yes.
So that's the goal. That's how, and hence I feel it's not painful. And hence I feel that every 5 a.m. flight or every sleepless night or every heartbroken situation, but yet to go on stage and keep a smile or in front of the camera, do this, like, why right now I'm struggling with my own, other things.
Yes.
But I don't feel like that because I love doing this. I love to talk to my homies in front of the camera. I know that, there are going to be thousands, tens of thousands, lakhs of people, hundreds of thousands of people watching this at some point. And this can be a medium to make them feel empowered, to influence.
Completely. Yeah. I think that's a great insight, the way you encapsulated in the cute thing, the passion, the penny, and the purpose. And I think that is very gratifying because even to look at it from that standpoint, I think is extremely, that just changes the context and makes it so much more, motivating.
Before you go in, I have to ask you this, Ken. The whole world is going gaga about wanting to talk to Ken. Like, we all know that we can connect with you by getting in touch with the Kenishas Awasthi app.
Yes.
We can have opportunities to interact with you personally, be it over a call, over messages, through various multimedia ways of connecting with you, right?
Yes.
What is the driving force for you to give people an opportunity to connect with you? I mean, what is it that you really enjoy about the whole process?
I have a certain kind of purpose. I want to create opportunities of employment for myself, for others. I want to curate talent. I want to identify talent. I want to give them like a platform. And I think I want to be a curator of talent. I want to be I want to build IPs, and you can't do that unless for a very strong team. You have to identify the right people. So my purpose is that just be authentic and challenge status quo. Like, just see, even if you have to sit alone, man. But be who you are. That's my drive.
Yeah.
That how much can you push, the envelope? How much can you be yourself?
Yeah.
Whether or not that violates people, or however that may be, it doesn't matter.
I think that's so true. As an artist, there is always a rebel within us, right? Because we've challenged what our teachers taught us in a way that after a certain age, a certain educational process, you're supposed to go into a very factory system of getting a job, per hour you get paid, per day you get paid, you got to earn, it's an everyday consistent thing. We have challenged those ideas to give our creative self a break, right? Like an outlet. And I think that's so true. I think every creative artist, every creative person in some way or the other is a rebel. When I say rebel, not like against government or against the society in larger ways, but just standing by what he or she feels and believes in, and and doing it. And you're very right. I believe I'm with you on this when you say that if you do things just because it's a trend,
Yeah.
or it's like building a building with a very weak foundation, right? It won't sustain for long.
Now, when we speak of artistry, like we said, it's a very creative field. But it also requires some sort of organization.
100%.
And I think now, in fact, that's my next question. That I think all the entertainers across the world, have really suffered in this Corona phase.
Yeah.
Because suddenly, the world as we know it has changed. Suddenly shoots don't happen for a lot of working actors. Live industry has taken one of the
Major
worst
hit.
hit of all times, and that's going to be a hit that is going to have a ripple effect for the next couple of years, is what they are predicting. So, what do you have to say to entertainers, to performers? How can how can they optimize this lull, this phase, where suddenly it's inactive?
I think you are the right person to answer that, because we have to learn a lot from you in the way how you see. We must understand, right? There is art and there is the commerce of art.
Yes, very
Right.
true.
Like I always say, my security guard in of my building
Yeah.
might be a better singer than me, but to commercialize it, to monetize it,
Yeah.
to be able to scale your brand as a singer or as any artist,
Yeah.
it's a commerce. There is a commerce to it. There is a business angle to it, and that is the formula. Your art might not be the formula,
Yeah.
but to make your art bigger, there does exist a formula. And I think there's nobody better than you to kind of just let us know. As I said at the beginning of the session, there is Shah Rukh Khan, there is Kenisha, Awasthi, and then there was COVID, and then we see how you've scaled your brand. So you must kind of tell us how can we monetize our. The funda is simple. If you are a great artist, right? If you are creatively very talented or you're skillful, then you must also have a very good team, or by yourself
Yeah.
build a team which can help you with scaling your creativity.
Yes.
Basically marketing skills. You need like major marketing skills into it. And in today's time, I don't think there has been a better option to brand yourself. Like there's social media,
Yeah.
there is all sorts of networks out there through which you can sit at the comfort of your house, be in your own room, and actually, make $1 million worth of business, or even $1 billion worth of business. Like Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian. We've got the Indian Kim Kardashian with us. This is the clickbait. We've got the Indian Kim Kardashian with us, Kenisha.
Thank you, Clince. I couldn't agree more with what you said. This is the age of social media where it's the world, that belongs to the micro creators. We need to identify the power that we all hold within ourselves. I think there's never been a better time than this right now, what we have in the history of entertainment business, because you can singularly go about there, create your own universe. We see that with a lot of YouTubers. My friend Emiwe Bantai, Shahrukh, he's done that now, sitting at almost 12 million subscribers on YouTube. He has a universe
Yeah.
of himself, like live shows, merchandise, whatnot. So there are people like this who have set the example of how they've. Divine has done it so well.
100%.
Representing, like repping India, BBC in London,
London,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
It's insane. So the scope is global now, and I think what I suggest to everyone is that you have to, have the hunger
Yeah.
to keep learning about how you can put yourself out there. There's so many mediums also, right? Like social media, when we talk about, it's such a universe in itself. So there's.
Yeah.
We see Instagram, but every social media, every social media platform also has a different interface. So it requires for you also to have a different, put forth a different aspect of you, like a
100%.
LinkedIn,
Yeah.
a super
B2B format.
super potent B2B format. In Instagram again, very
B2C
famous.
in a larger
Pinterest,
sense.
you know.
Pinterest. Oh yeah, wow.
Visually so beautiful.
Are you active on Pinterest?
I have an account on Pinterest, and Pinterest again works as such a great the universe for referencing for artful pictures, like
Yeah.
beautiful pictures. That's how you get inspired. I think
Pinterest and LinkedIn, guys. Take
Yeah.
it from her.
Yeah.
Pinterest.
And LinkedIn.
I think today the biggest businesses today are the ecosystem model.
Yes.
It's not just selling a product or selling a service.
Yeah.
It's about creating an ecosystem of people who come and buy various products or services from within the ecosystem. And now the larger chunk is, can you get people within the ecosystem to do some sort of business as well? because then the ecosystem just keeps growing. People want to be a part of the ecosystem. It still keeps growing. So I think that's a great model that we're talking about. And being a social influencer, you have the power to do that. That's the point.
You absolutely do, and I think the distinction that remains, and somebody who is providing service that is, let's say, effective, is to a great extent how customized it is.
Yeah.
Because I need to value each and every one of my followers, which I really do. I don't take it for granted. I feel extremely grateful because we are just as good as today. There could be. I'm not oblivious to the fact that, like how you said, your watchman could be a better singer than you. Maybe there are girls in my own wing that probably look better than me or are more talented than I am. But then this is the opportunity, the great opportunity that I have, and I cannot take it for granted or let it pass me by.
Yeah.
So to everyone who buys your services or who is availing to your products, your merchandise, you need to customize it, and at the same time you also have to maintain a signature style of your own.
Yeah.
So it's an amalgamation, of me meeting them somewhere midway.
True that.
And also again, every service has to be an experiential. It's
Yeah.
everything has to be experiential now.
Yeah.
Just putting out a product or just pushing something in their faces without having any genuine, without wanting to give them an experiential high. I'm not too sure about how effective it can be. It's also expertise that we like. When we talk about being in the entertainment business, it's very important that people know that this is an extremely hard life, which is a freelance life. Nothing is assured here. So there are so many times where you're going job to job. You're going month to month. Like you don't necessarily have when you're working in a corporate company, you have PFs and you have your ESOPs and whatever. You do have a certain amount that is that you're assured for. Your mediclaim is out here. We are doing everything on our own.
Yeah.
We are the product, we are the marketing, we are the brand, we are pretty much like everything.
We are the 360 degree of
We are the
everything.
360 end-to-end solution,
Yeah.
off and on ourselves. So also, Clince, this is my next question, and you and I have both, I'm sure, gone through our own share of, like how you said, we could be at an event and be going through a terrible personal tragedy or a heartbreak, or something even more grave than that, like a situation at home. How I have seen a video of yours, which I think is been one of the most inspiring videos I've seen, that you were performing at a show. You also are a great live singer. And you took a leap, and by that I don't mean a leap of faith. You actually took a leap and you literally broke your leg, and yet you kept on singing.
Yeah.
So I want to know what gives you the drive to overcome difficulties so grave and just keep on going,
You're right. So I mean, I was performing with my band at the South Asian Band Festival. This
Right.
was back in 2013.
Right.
I still remember the day, the 1st of December 2013, right? Only because that was a very landmark day.
Yeah.
In the sense that we were the opening act on the closing day of a international music festival. We were all young in college, just out of college or whatever. And the point is this: as I always say, when you do something you love, the pain is less as compared to when you have to do something that you might not necessarily are passionate about.
Yeah.
So of course, I remember jumping off stage. There were thousands of people or whatever in front of the stage. And I still remember that was the point in time when I had 2 broken ribs. It was just like 2-3 weeks fresh broken ribs, because again, stage jump went wrong, landed on my ribs, I was hospitalized, whatever. My doctor advised me against even traveling to Delhi, performing, because when you're performing, the ribs, right? Every breath is painful, your ribs expand, contract.
Correct.
So I jumped off the stage, I didn't have a proper landing, I had an instant dislocation of my knee. Continued to perform. I had a ligament tear. It was so bad that it was torn beyond repair. So I had to get a ligament reconstruction surgery or whatever. But at the point when I was performing, as I said, it is, for me, I feel stage gives me a certain sense of empowering feeling, is only because it takes my worries away. It takes everything that I think of. It for me is a state of transcendence.
Correct.
And it's not just to sound cool, guys. It's a real feeling. You got to do it, to experience it, to feel it. And that's how it kind of. So there's no pain at that point in time.
Yeah.
But after the performance, when I was off stage, I was like, shit, my leg is paining and so on and so forth. So I feel it's just that. That's why I always tell people I meet, especially youngsters, invest into what you love.
Yeah.
You might find it challenging in the initial days to make revenue, generate revenue out of it, but there is a structure, there is a formula through which you work on your talent pretty well, market it pretty well, and then you can, generate revenue out of it. So work on your dreams. Don't give up on it. We all have reasons to not pursue our dreams, right?
So true.
We have to pay our loans taken by our parents or, XYZ reasons, but then just hustle. Don't give up. Don't give up. No.
So that's coming from somebody who has literally overcome so many odds, and I have seen that. Clince has been my also somebody who's been my one of my inspirations, because he says something and then he just 3 months later he's done it, so. He really walks the talk and constantly investing in himself. In fact, my next question is that despite you having so much success and having winning awards in the live entertainment space, you suddenly decided to also become a happiness coach.
Yeah.
So tell our viewers what exactly does it mean to be a happiness coach, and why is it so important for them to in fact have a happiness coach of their own?
Perfect time, right? I mean,
Yeah.
live. I invest a lot of my revenue generation comes from live events and experiential
Right,
marketing industry,
right.
right? COVID came along,
Yeah.
the industry got shut, people are home locked.
Right.
So I feel here is what it is. I truly believe, and this is something that I've learned from the videos that I've watched of people
Right.
like Jack Ma, Jeff Bezos,
Oh, Jack
Bezos, Mukesh Ambani. The biggest of the entrepreneurs, they always say, where there is a problem, there is an opportunity
Correct.
to solve the problem,
Correct.
right? So then I was looking at it this way. I woke up one day and I was thinking that, I feel low, down and out. Why? Because now I'm home locked. I don't have the opportunity to go out, to interact, socialize. And that was a very active part of my life.
True.
And I realized it's not just me. It's the whole world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is the current scenario? Everybody's, frustrated, angry,
A lot of people
depressed,
shutting shop and literally
shutting
relocating.
shop, financial issues, financial crunch. So I realized that everybody wants to be happy.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
You want to be happy, I want to be happy, you want to be happy as well. But then now here's the point. As kids, we were discussing this whole thing about how this Dandapani's video
Yeah, oh.
where he says, as teachers always said that you need to concentrate while you're studying. Our parents said you need to concentrate while you're studying. But nobody taught us how
Yeah.
can you concentrate.
Very true.
You need frameworks for these things. So everybody wants to be happy.
Yeah.
We all associate our happiness with technically material things or external factors or stimulants. Like for example, you wake up one day and it's a gloomy weather and you're like, it's not a great day, man.
Yeah.
I don't feel happy enough.
So true, yeah.
So you are leaving your state of being on an external stimulant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I realized for me also, now it was important that you need a framework to figure out how do you come across all these challenges? How can you work from within to be happy? Then I realized I need to invest in the education of learning the frameworks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I said also from a very business perspective, I realized that happiness is going to be a major business industry. When I say
Right.
happiness, it's not just happiness, it's about how to stay
Productive.
self-motivated,
Yeah.
I think self-motivation is the key
Yeah.
to anything, to
Oh,
being
sure.
productive, to being efficient, to being happy. If you're self-motivated, you can do anything.
There was this one line that I, in fact, read of Zig Ziglar. He's one of the greatest motivational speakers, and he said that self-motivation is like bathing. You can't just bathe once and be like, okay,
Yeah, it's an everyday thing.
day-on-day thing. So that's the reason why you need a happiness coach. And I think there can't be anyone more positive and more inspiring. You're also very passionate about people.
Yeah, I am.
You really genuinely do want to see them succeed. Clince, my next question is that now you are a happiness coach, you're an entrepreneur, you are also such a successful artist. Tell me something about who have been your inspirations, your idols, people who have impacted your life closely, very closely.
I feel inspiration is something that is a reflection of the person that you are. If
Yeah,
you look at
sure,
it,
sure.
it's not the people outside who influence or inspire you in a way. Having said that, I get inspired by a lot of entrepreneurs. Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Social workers, because people who have always wanted to make a difference. And also the ones who've been able to convert that into a business model, that gives me a very big eye because
Yeah.
I'm on the journey of becoming a very successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm sure that I want to be able to do that
Yeah.
by not selling drugs or doing something that's illegal or immoral,
Obviously.
but by actually making a difference in someone else's life. And as part of my larger vision, right, Kenisha, I look at it this way. India has a population of 1.38 billion. That's like 138 crore plus people. Now, my funda is this, as simple as it is. I believe I can have an impact on people, but I want to start small. So I'm looking at it this way. If I can change 0.01% of the population, that's just about a million people, if I can bring about a difference in 1 million people. So my plan is this. My vision is to encourage 1 million Indians to be self-motivated by empowering them with tools of transformation based on the science of happiness. So, of course, you know, I mean, I'm getting into a digital coaching module where I'm going to talk about how can you be self-motivated, you know, frameworks on things like that. How do you stay happy? How do you, you know, keep things moving? How do you achieve your goal? Everybody says work hard, you know. What is work hard? Like even the guy, a laborer works hard,
very hard.
a farmer works hard. I mean, every average Indian Mumbaikar who travels from Virar to Churchgate works hard.
Local trainer,
Yes, but is he able to achieve what he wants? Or is she able to get what she really wants? I'm nobody to answer that. But if you feel you're one of them and you want to do that, so you know, I could possibly help you with certain frameworks that could help you scale your dream or the possibility of achieving that dream.
Right. My next question, in fact, is interconnected to this. Essentially, you're saying that you want to develop like protocols and give people very specific blueprints to maximize their performance, basically. You know, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What's your vision?
You
5
know,
years from now?
so I have a company called ENI. We're a startup, Engage and Inspire Global, right? So I really feel the virtual engagement is here to stay. You know, there are big companies taking steps. They've already called out decisions saying that they're going to be doing virtual operations for a long period of time, let's say until the end of the financial year or more. Reasons, let's quickly look at it. Any organization, for them, cutting cost is a very big part of, you know, as I said, as a story from back in the conversation that I had, what I learned from my dad. Every penny saved is every penny earned. So organizations today feel that virtual operations are helpful because that cuts down the whole cost of your office setup, your maintenance of that, and so on and so forth. So virtual world is here to stay.
Yes.
But what is the biggest challenge that we face in virtual operations? There are 3 points, in my opinion, that needs to get upgraded: internet connectivity, audio, and video. What I mean by that is the production value. Like people connect. Like let's say everyday communication doesn't require you to have high grade video quality, you know, HD, DSLR quality stuff, or the audio to be high tech and all of that. But for engagement events, for corporations, for a B2C model, you know, so my objective is this. We at Engage and Inspire Global, we want to be the leaders in virtual entertainment marketing solutions. We're very clear. In the next 5 years, we will be the best, not just in India, hopefully in Asia and maybe around the world as well. So the goal is moving towards that. We're a young team right now, team of 4 people. We're expanding, and that's one part of it, right? That's just the whole the process of what we're trying to do. But in the next 5 years, hopefully, we've already achieved the 1 million plus people. We've moved towards 10 million as a goal to have an impact, and that's what it is, right? Because what is life at the end of the day? You want to feel great about your life. We all choose different ways through how we can feel great. And I feel by actually entertaining, educating, and empowering people, that is a great life for me. And I just don't say it to sound cool, because it gives me a sense of accomplishment. Like, look at the biggest billionaires in the world. What do they do today? They don't just run companies, but they do philanthropic work. They want to change the world, make a difference.
Such a superpower, you know, Clince. So more power to you on that. Now, to all your fans, people who are aspirants who want to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give them?
There are 2 things, guys. You know, passion towards life and patience towards results. These are the 2 things. And more importantly, one thing that you've always been told not to endorse, but for me, and when I work with my team also, we clearly say this. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Oh, so true.
Right? How you do anything is how you do everything. So don't be worried about failures. Don't let failures pull you down. Use failures as an opportunity to learn new.
In any case, they are inevitable.
Inevitable.
You're the best of us. There's no way that you're not going
You
to
gotta fail, dude. I endorse the idea of failing only because when you fail, you have learned what not to do, what to do, right? And with every failure, if you have a learning, if you use that as an opportunity to learn,
pivot,
to evolve, dude, come on, man. There's like, let's look at it this way: the biggest discoveries or inventions were somewhere or the other a result of some failure, right? And then they got up from there. So I think we must endorse failures. We must use failures as an opportunity to learn, to evolve. And no matter what, I think, B schools will always tell you, you must not fail. Your school teacher would have told you failure is not a good thing. Work hard and, achieve excellence. Achieve excellence, but don't look down upon failures. So be passionate about what you do. Be patient about the outcome and the results that you want. Endorse failures. Okay, let me give you a quick, a master class. Since this is like a very podcast, like amazing podcast, right? So here's what it is. So let's look at it. I'm going to break down a quick concept to you. This is something that you can use as a framework to get yourself better at whatever you want to do, right? So let's look at it this way. There is competency, there is incompetency. Right? Now we're going to further break this down to two more structures, right? Competency, incompetency. Under incompetency, there is unconscious incompetency, there is conscious incompetency. Under competency, there is unconscious competency, conscious competency, unconscious competency. Now I know it's too much of technical words to talk about, so I'm going to quickly break it down in a very simple way. So let's say that there is a guitar lying in front of you, but you don't know how to play the guitar. So that's unconscious incompetency. You don't know how to play it. You're trying to play the guitar and you think it's playing, but that's not what it is. And then there is conscious incompetency. You know to play the guitar, but you don't want to play it because lazy or whatever reason it is. So that's your consciously decided to be incompetent. We're going to move on now. Now there is conscious competency. You know to play the guitar, but you want to get better at it. You're just jamming on it. That's your conscious competency. Then comes a point of unconscious competency, which means you just hold the guitar, look into your eyes, I can still play Gulabi Aakhi or whatever. It's like, let's say, a remote, right? You use the TV remote or any other remote or your mobile phone, you know where the numbers are, where the alphabets are. That's unconscious competency. So the whole thing is, we as human beings, as we seek to be whatever we want to be, we seek to move, our goal is to move from unconscious incompetency, from not being able to know how to do things, to be able to do it as like muscle memory. Like when Virat Kohli sees a ball in front of him, his body naturally dives in front of him. It's just so much he's done. So it's just about that. In anything that we want to do, you want to be a good actor, you want to be a good live performer, you want to be a good whatever you want to be in, right? You want to be able to have that level of excellence that you don't have to put effort to do that. It just naturally comes. Everybody says, I can just switch from this to my character just like that. Because you've done that tens of thousands of times.
Correct.
So the key is to move from unconscious incompetency to unconscious competency. This is the process. And there are frameworks through which, this is a very conceptual way. There are implementation ways of how you can keep doing these things. So a quick download, right? So there are 5 things that I do in the first hour of waking up. Most of the days. So what it means is it helps me with consistency. So I wake up, I do my bed, I do my morning hygiene, I water my plants, I fill my bottles of water, 5 bottles of water so that I am hydrated throughout the day. And I also, cook my breakfast or whatever. What this means is, if you look at it, these processes for me, right? It indulges in things that is taking care of myself, that is nourishing another being, that is looking forward to the whole day, preparing for the day, and so it's about investing into things. That's for me, right? And for everyone, it would be that 5 things that they must figure out, which involves in things that makes them feel empowered, accomplished, makes them feel nourished, their nourishing life and stuff like that. So there are these frameworks and things that you must be indulged in consistently. It's like mind is a muscle. You work out every day, you get muscular, right? If you don't use your mind towards a certain thing, वो भी rust हो जाएगा. It won't be useful. So just keep at it. Keep doing it. Consistency is the key.
So that's what the golden mantra is, that consistency is the key, and I couldn't agree more with it. And consistency is also a matter of discipline. You have to be hard on yourself. That's what me and Clince both live by, and we subscribe also to as an ideology. I hope that this episode has been insightful for everyone watching, and I hope that it's going to add a great deal of value to your lives. Clince, thank you so much for being on my show. It was really amazing, and you know that I wish you nothing but great success. And I know that you're going to be somebody that millions of people are going to look up to and going to get impacted by. So all my best wishes are with you. And stay as awesome as you are, and as lovable and likable as you are, and keep inspiring all of us. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on the 4th episode of Talking Out Loud with Kenisha, where we aim to talk about things that add value to your life and provide solutions to you. I'll see you on the next episode with yet another exciting guest. Until then, take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All my handles are going to be in the description. All of Clince's handles are going to be in the description. Do reach out to him if you need any self-motivation advice, and just reach out to him if you need any general advice also to become a rock star like how he is. Thank you.
Bye.